Hello everyone, and welcome to today's very special Zoo to You. My name is Katie, and I'm an educator here at the Stone Zoo.
My name is Bridget. I'm a senior keeper here at Stone Zoo.
And today we are very excited to be bringing you our first ever Great Enrichment Bake-Off. We are going to have a little cooking show today to show all of you watching at home how we prepare delicious treats for our animals here at the zoo. So if you do have any questions during our chat, please feel free to ask them in the comment section, and we will do our best to answer them during our video today. So you might notice that Bridget and I have our masks on, which have become pretty standard nowadays, but we also have our gloves on. And that is because we are preparing tasty treats for some of our primates here at Stone Zoo, our colobus monkeys and our gibbons. And since they are so closely related to humans, we take lots of extra precautions, making sure that we're not spreading any germs to them. So I'm going to turn it over to my cooking show companion, Bridget, here to teach us how to make some of these treats.
So today we're going to be focusing on something you guys have probably seen if you've come for a celebration here at Stone Zoo, and that's a cake. We make them to celebrate different things, even though it's important not to anthropomorphize our animals, but it is also very important to make guest connections with our animals so that they feel like they are aiding in their conservation. One of the easy ways is a cake. So we're going to start with some Missouri leaf eater chow.
And if you don't have leaf eater biscuits at home, store-bought is just fine. Just kidding, you've got to use store-bought. It's Missouri brand.
So we're going to put these in our little cake pans. So we've got a cake pan for the gibbons. We've got a cake pan for the colobus monkeys. These two cakes are going to be a little bit different because they have different needs. So here at the zoo, our animals are all on specialized diets. These guys both get a leaf eater chow, but the colobus need much more leaf and hard lettuce type deal. And then the colobus can get fun fruit and stuff like that. We're going to add in our dilute apple juice to make the cake mixture. Bam! So we're gonna let this soak for a little while. The colobus, although they can't get a lot of fruit, they're gonna get a little bit of the dilute apple juice as well. It's very minimal. So these guys are gonna soak, and then all of a sudden, they're gonna look like this. So that's a nice soaked cake batter. That's our base for both the colobus and the gibbons. Next up is the frosting. Earlier we pureed some beautiful sweet potato. This is about as sweet as it gets for the colobus. They got a lot of leafy greens in their diet, some sweet potato, and then on top of their cake, they're gonna get a beautiful little roughage, some celery. They're gonna be thrilled about it. All right, Katie, you gonna pour it in?
Let's do it.
Wow, look at that.
Bam.
That's beautiful. Oh, some nice fall colors. Wow,
Getting
that's
ready for
frosted.
Pumpkin spice season here.
That's
Very nice.
frosted,
Yeah.
beautiful. Fun fact, the colobus do like pumpkin spice and some cinnamon, so we're gonna take some cinnamon and we're just gonna garnish it. It's like a little tiramisu. A little colobus monkey tiramisu. How beautiful is that? Wow, all right. So we're just gonna bring our soaking biscuits back. We're just gonna break them up with our hands. They get kind of mushy and they get a nice cake texture. This is actually one of the colobus's favorite enrichment items. Normally they get these biscuits dry, but if you soak them and make them into a mash, they really, really enjoy it. Or you might walk by their exhibit and see them dunking their own biscuits in their water tubs. A favorite pastime of theirs. It's
kind of the gibbon or colobus equivalent to dunking your Oreos in some
Exactly.
milk.
Yes, correct. Correct. All right.
This looks pretty delicious.
Oh.
Don't you just want to pop it in your own mouth? Wow.
You guys, can we take a question?
Sure.
So, why do you use dilute apple juice instead of water when you're soaking the biscuit?
So it's actually a little bit more fun for them. It's another form of enrichment, but we can use water or apple juice. It's really up to them. Katie wants to soak up some of her water. Bridget added too much.
Little soupy over here.
So we'll use my less soupy one.
Yeah.
And we'll get some banana frosting going. So in here, it's just pureed banana with some food coloring, some red and blue food coloring, and then a little bit of honey, like I said, despite it just needing to be regular water, why not make it a little more fun? Why not, you know, we're trying to do complex flavor profiles over here. That's very important to us, so we're just gonna add as many layers as possible. All right, so we've got our frosted cake. Katie, do you want to start decorating it?
All right, so we're going to be decorating this cake for the gibbons with some fresh
This
fruit.
was just to be like, this is what the
Oh,
frosting's
sorry.
made of.
No whole banana on the cake, but we do have some cut up oranges and some grapes. So we're just gonna place them right on our cake like so. This is one of the best parts about enrichment. You get to be a little fancy. You get to be a little creative.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Just get a nice pinwheel design going here.
Do the gibbons care about what it looks like? Absolutely not, but that's for us. That's
for us.
ours.
This is our enrichment. It's making it nice and pretty. Just add some grapes like so. And then, Bridget, should we add some fresh herbs? So we do have an organic garden for our animals here at the zoo where we have lots of fresh herbs and edible flowers that we grow for a lot of our animals to get as browse. And in this case, we're going to use this as our cake garnish. So we've got some lemon balm, again adding to that flavor profile. We've got a nice burst of citrus here. And then let's add a little savory element. Let's give it a little spice with some basil. And then we can just top this right off with an edible flower. This is calendula. And we'll just put that right at the top,
Oh,
like so.
beautiful.
Gorgeous. It smells delicious.
We're exiting summer with gibbon and going into fall with the colobus. Yeah, we can add some little roughage, classic fall textures and sights.
Lexi wanted to know if the gibbons get cinnamon too.
They do. So all the animals here get different forms of enrichment. Spice and scent is a good one for the colobus. And the gibbons, it's more of a taste type thing. It's something that they don't normally get every day or experience every day.
And Bridget, would you say that these cakes and pies that we just made for the gibbons and the colobus monkeys are going to send them right into Flavortown?
Oh, absolutely. Just straight in a convertible, preferably red and old-timey, maybe driven by a frosty hair-tipped man. So the cakes, although they look ornate, is another good example of diet enrichment. We've changed the way that they normally get their food, the presentation, the consistency, so it'll be something fun for them to experience.
Absolutely. Even the color has been changed a little bit too. Just like we wouldn't want to eat the same thing every single day presented to us on the same plate at the same time, we don't do that for the animals here at the zoo either. So we will change up the times that we're feeding them, the foods that we're feeding them, the way that they're fed, just to mimic how they would be eating in their natural environment. So maybe they wouldn't be getting a custom-made, safe-to-eat cake, but they would be foraging for different things in their natural ranges. So we want to imitate that to the best of our ability here at the zoo. All right, do we have any last questions?
Do you have a favorite animal to prep these things for?
I really enjoy it for the gibbons because they participate the most thoroughly in cake eating. We've made different molds, like skeleton and brain molds with leftover blood from the meat that the animals get for our carnivores. That's pretty fun. The bears get a pretty substantial cake made for them on their birthday, but they're a little bit pickier than the gibbons, but it's just as fun.
Yeah. I think mine's probably the gibbons as well. Bridget usually will team up for a special event or a holiday or just a special occasion for the animals. So Bridget likes to do a lot of the fresh food prep, and I, on the other hand, like to make paper mache for the animals that can get paper mache. So in the past, some of my classic work has involved a 3-tiered paper mache cake for our gibbons' birthdays. We've made some different paper mache skeletons and pumpkins for Halloween. So it's a really fun opportunity for the staff at the zoo to get creative as well.
Yeah, and those types of things really connect the guests with the animals and makes lifelong impressions in relationships.
Okay, I think we're ready to wrap up.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for today's Zoo to You. Please tune in next week when we're going to be offering some of these treats to the animals here at Stone Zoo. Bridget, excellent work today. I'd like to give you a Hollywood handshake.
Oh my goodness.
Very nice job. Oh my God. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Make sure to tune back in later. Bye.